Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Fata Morgana playthrough! Now, as you can probably see by the character on the left called Yukimasa on the screen, we have seen the twist yesterday and oh my god, I'm properly impressed with it. And if I'm going to be honest, I think now, after seeing a twist like that, I think it's very, very reasonable to think that this is only a story that represents that which is going on in the real world. I don't know, I just kind of get the impression that there may be some indications of supernatural, and obviously, like in Yukimasa's case, there being a case of things appearing supernatural just because of just his derangement caused by him being totally ostracized from everything. And, yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be very excited to see how this door is going to end as well, because I feel like we're approaching it, but I don't know, maybe this is just the beginning. Who knows? Because I remember there was this line about the web of tragedy just being just being woven or something like that. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. No. Okay, so yeah, never mind what I was saying. Let's just reread to get a bit of context. Oh god, this is a bit long. Yeah, of course. Think of the broken glass ball analogy. Yeah, exactly. What I love and I think is genius about this story is the fact that it really tricks us to thinking the stories happen simultaneously. I just think it's such an unusual twist. And if anything, I think that's just one of the parts of the story that makes you just in denial of the fact that there could ever be a twist like this that would happen. Just because of how different the timelines are. The second I realised that there was no comment about the window being broken, that was the authors just kind of telling us subtly that that was the case though. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, he's not even aware of it himself. And that is why it is so deadly. Yeah, and it is interesting that she thinks this. Oh, that's interesting. So I do wonder, what is he going to think? If he realises his humanity, is he going to realise what he's done? Yeah. Now I can see why she is getting an increased level of... Sorry, why Yukimasa is going to have an increased level of doubt rise up. Yeah. How is he ever going to interpret that? Because he's different. Because he's foreign. Yeah, I see that. You have got to be kidding me, has he actually figured it out? Yeah, and that's not even wrong. I mean, he clearly comes from Japan. Yeah. It's not even wrong. And that is why. And Yeah, it's what human beings do the worst sometimes. If there's no restrictions in place, which there wouldn't have been here, there's something that's different. So of course, let's just... Well, they think that something different is a threat. Yeah, that too. That doesn't help whatsoever. Yeah, oh yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, totally. But is that Yukimasa's fault? No. Does that justify anything that they have done to him? And let's be honest, the lifelong trauma and very, very awful mental illnesses that have been given to Yukimasa? No. Doesn't justify any of it. I mean, but kind of like Yukimasa's actions, he's very, very mentally ill. Does that justify the fact that he has murdered? And that is something I will leave to you to think about. And if I'm going to be honest, I think I don't know the answer to that myself. Yeah. It's a very ugly story, this, because it's very hard to come to a clear decision about who you actually justify and who you don't. Yeah, totally. Yep, they were all stressed. Boom. They have an object of their hatred, if you like. They can just take out all of their stress on. Yeah, it must have been. If anything, it is interesting because he looks so different because of the fact that he's a foreigner. He might actually look like a beast to some of them because, let's be honest, I mean, a beast is kind of just a concept anyway. It doesn't... A beast can take many forms. And like the maid was saying, is there really a line between human and beast to some people? Yeah. This is the thing I love about Fata Morgana. Something like this could never have happened in the modern day. It could only have happened in the past. And that's why I think stories like these are so unique. Firstly, in the modern day, it wouldn't have been as much of a shock if a foreigner had come onto a land. Unless, well, I don't know, unless it's some sort of really impoverished land that, I don't know, maybe is a bit more homogenous in terms of their race. I don't know, just people that have only known their race and nobody else, kind of like these people. And maybe people who have had a lack of education on the wrongs of discriminating against somebody just because of the fact that they come from somewhere else. And also, obviously, Yukimasa could never have gotten away with all of these murders in the modern day. Yeah. Yeah, totally. And this is the worst thing, of course. He had just had his ship crash. He probably had lots of really bad injuries as well as... Well, I mean, he clearly was well enough to murder people and survive. But, he must have had, I don't know, some sort of pain. I'm sorry, but your ship does not crash, and yet you have nothing. And yet you have no injuries to come out from it. Oh, yeah, that's interesting, yeah. Yeah, so you could think that he looks like a beast because of how much his injuries have made him seem like somebody who isn't a human, maybe? God, look at his eyes. Or should I say lack of eyes? Where did his eyes go? But God, I think this sprite is excellent. Yeah, he's had total memory loss. Yeah. Okay, so he was in pain. But it can't have been that bad if he... I don't know if it changed. Yeah, so he's... Oh, yeah, now I get it. Yeah, he's thirsty and he's asking for resources. He's asking people who are... who have a lack of resources for resources. He's begging for their kindness. He is like a beggar as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Oh, yeah, that's awful. Yeah, they didn't, but... Yeah, no, totally. Just how did it develop, I wonder? Yeah. You have got to be kidding me. So, the white-haired girl clearly knows this as a result of Yukimasa telling her. Is he even forgetting this? How weird. Interesting realization. Totally. I totally agree. Yeah, build and also hair colour. Oh my god, imagine if he realises. Yeah. It spoke like a beast. The beast was speaking in indecipherable jargon because that's... I suppose that was kind of like how somebody in the village would have perceived them. But can I just mention that the maid spoke the language of not only... Wait. Yeah, it spoke not only the language that Yukimasa was speaking in as a beast, which we just saw as indecipherable jargon, but she also spoke the language here, which, I mean, obviously that's natural, but it's interesting that she has also been able to speak the language that Yukimasa has been able to speak in. Yeah. Yeah, totally. It must be so difficult. I mean, it must be so awful living the world like this because you do not have any idea on who you truly are. And let's be honest, your view of the world is changing every 5 seconds as well. How you interpret things is just... Well, no. I mean, it's as if your entire thinking is taken up by this debate whether you are a human or a beast. Everything is. Everything. And it must be so troubling. Especially because of the fact that these bestia like human beings, they are dangerous. They murder. They do horrible, horrible things. True. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, if anything, ironically, his lover saw nothing. Absolutely nothing on what Yukimasa looked like. But can Yukimasa even see what he thinks he is? I just really wonder if he actually hallucinates himself to possibly be a beast. If he, I don't know, just, let's say for example with Skin, he kind of hallucinates a feel similar to what a beast is. Or maybe he doesn't at all, and he just thinks that... No, I think it's more likely that he doesn't hallucinate that he's similar to a beast, rather he just thinks that he's always similar just mentally rather than physically. That would make more sense. Yeah, I really like that line, yeah. I'd hope so, yeah. What now? Oh, what's this? Javi's point of view, possibly? This is us. God. I see. Okay, so this is kind of like the... Well, just the horrible, horrible conscience within his head, just convincing him that he is not human, that he is a beast, that he is an absolute disgusting psychotic killer. Ah, yes, so these very, very nice conversations with the merchant and Pauline. Yeah, that sounds like a beast to me. Fuck off. God, what's going on? Is there... This kind of feels like a big personality change that's been... The fuck am I looking at? Ah, it's a wave. Oh, yeah. It's not really obvious when you just look at the top of the screen like I was. And then you look down and then you realise it's a beautiful background though. It's very unusual. Oh, it's this theme. Nice. I like this theme. This is the theme playing in the twist. You never know what someone else sees. Yeah, and isn't it interesting that even though he wants to live a life as a human being, just look at how this persecution has affected him so much that it's the case that being a normal person is more difficult. Just submitting to the fact that you are this horrible, horrible thing. That feels like it's an easier answer, and it's just horrible that that is actually the case. But yeah. Yeah. I don't actually think he knew that this beast was Pauline. It could be anybody. It doesn't matter whether they're similar or not. No, but no, they couldn't speak the language though, and they spoke the language of the beast. Yeah. I suppose it's just a possibility. It's just a wake-up call to reality, if anything. But of course, he wouldn't want to accept something like that. But Jesus, look at this consciousness. It looks like a little pyramid. Oh, maybe not with the anguish, but it looks like the lengths and writhe and grieve. That grieve looks a bit longer than the writhe. But it just looks like the words just get smaller and smaller until these last three. But then, no, so there's a pyramid here, and there's also a pyramid from anguish to suffer, and from writhe, from only of taking to writhe. Anyway. Really? Oh, interesting. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So Sakoku, obviously, is what they are in at the moment. I think it was actually illegal to leave Japan in Sakoku times. I don't know, let me just check. But I swear it was illegal. Dude, fuck off. Yeah, it was illegal to leave Japan. Yeah. So, Chinese and also Dutch traders. Oh, yeah, living on an island in Nagasaki Harbour. Yeah. Very, very limited trading relationships then, yeah. Why the Dutch? Interesting. So what happened to the father? Did he die? God, no way. What, die together? Painful death as well. Yeah, they are without homeland in a way. God, I'm surprised. That's interesting, I'm quite surprised. But what I also find interesting is, yeah, the fact that they clearly have a very close relationship, considering that Pauline's father calls Yukimasa son. We've seen that a few times before as well. Yeah, fair enough. So they were originally going to travel to Japan. Interesting. Oh, if only. It's not going to happen for a very, very long time. Wait until the mid-19th century. Wait, so what's actually mean by the Orient? Oh, right, okay. So countries being in the East in relation to Europe. So East and Southeast Asia. Okay. Didn't know that before. Yeah, totally, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I see that, and he just wants to experience his homeland because, let's be honest, it's his heritage. Like he said, it's where his spirit is. And it must be horrible being part of a country that you can never even go to whatsoever. And the thing is, it's not as if you can't go because of, I don't know, financial concerns or something. No, you have all of the means of going, even though it's obviously not going to be too safe. That you've always got to have some sort of conscience of the situation where things could possibly go wrong. Sure, I mean, I won't deny that whatsoever, but at the same time, though, it must be really quite awful just not being able to see it once. And not only that, being banned from it. Not allowed to come in. Not being allowed to come in. Yeah. I find it interesting that he lied, though. he lied to make himself seem foreign, which obviously probably made him look more realistic as a merchant, I suppose. I wonder why he lied. Ah, that's why. Yeah, that's totally reasonable. Because obviously if he had, then what had he done? God. Jesus Christ, that's really bad. Jesus. Yeah, he was definitely caught. Can I just mention, I find it really interesting with committing seppuku. So you actually have to commit seppuku yourself. So you're probably given the katana and then you could do it. Why not just kill yourself in a more painful way? I mean, obviously you won't have died via seppuku yourself. But at the same time, I mean, even if people are watching, you ultimately will probably have the sword. So I mean, honour. Yeah, bullshit. What does it even mean when you're dead, if you ask me? I mean, sure, it means things for the people around you, but it doesn't mean anything for the person who is dying, i.e. yourself. And also, yeah, I mean, you could just kill yourself in a more instant and less painless way. Sorry, less painful way. Less painless. Oh god. No, I did not mean that. Yeah, I do wonder what will happen. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Wait, I just need to check something. So I think Pauline's dad might have been somebody who has left the country illegally. Japan in Sakoku times was just North Korea. Look, you can't leave the country at all, and you can't fly into it. I just find it so interesting that you can probably tell this is set in the past, just considering that you would say something with such a casual notion, if you like, that obviously nowadays we would have disgust in, absolute disgust. Fair enough, yeah. What's... Oh, right, that's what you meant. Yeah, okay. Hmm. I'm assuming the traditions probably got passed down when the grandparent had kids in whichever region he went to. Yeah, of course. Interesting. And it is interesting when you consider how many people he was able to murder brutally. Let's just say I don't think he's going to be continuing the bloodline somehow. But, well, maybe there's going to be a ridiculous change, but I think it's too unlikely with somebody as unstable as him. But, anyway. Yeah, it's ironic that he was able to kill so many people. And when you realise that he's a samurai, well, he has samurai roots. Does it really surprise you? Doesn't surprise me. Damn. What a weird name, Seedorf. I wonder where he's from. Yeah. I don't think he would. You're saying that he would. Well, it doesn't exactly have a choice. Seafarer. I wonder if he's going to... So... Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, there is no forgiveness, no mercy. You do something that breaks the law, this is what you get. He doesn't say anything. What? Oh my god. Dude, you're leaving it a bit fucking late. That is, if he is telling the truth. Prove it. Unfortunately, those two words are going to really find it hard to... Well, it's gonna be hard for this person's claim to be listened to. Jesus Christ, he didn't even let him finish. Imagine in the worst case scenario if he has actually been framed by somebody who's genius. No asking for forgiveness, no asking for proof, no asking for any witness statements, no. No listening to the culprit, just having the conviction that you are right and nobody else is. That's so cruel. But to be fair, how could you prove it? But you don't know that. That's the thing. God. Isn't that interesting? Oh, what if the investigation is biased? Doesn't mean anything. Yeah, but I still think it's not right that they haven't listened to him. But at the same time, let's be honest, we can't apply modern standards to this. It's the past, it's objectively tenfold more brutal than the present. Oh my god, yeah, how are they going to clean up his body? Are they just going to throw it in the sea? Yeah. And isn't it unbelievable to think about the fact that these people travel the 7 seas together, and yet now he's been killed and it's just as if nothing ever happened, and they're just casually returning back to their old business, i.e. good work. Yeah, now let's just clean up this person that we've known for months, probably. The first of many people killed as a result of Yukimasa's katana. I'll see that when I believe it. What am I looking at? Oh, is that the boat? Yeah, I think it might be. Well, actually, I don't know where this is. I don't know. This kind of looked like it could be the bottom of a boat. I'm going to be honest, this background is very, very ambiguous, and it does kind of reflect the condition that Yukimasa would see the world in. Just a thing that really, really lacks coherence and sense as well. Okay, interesting. He had that massive flashback just now. Yeah, I really, really find it unusual. I don't believe that... I don't know what I want to believe, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I should believe that Pauline's father has seen things, or if Yukimasa, it was as if he had... Well, maybe he's smiling because of the fact that this is someone who is awful and he is doing justice to the world by getting rid of him. But I'm sorry, but you're gutting a human. Who would ever be happy about that? Unless they are totally mental. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. So memories of before the accident are coming back. Yeah, now I can see why. Yeah, you just try to help somebody, you be kind, but then that kind of causes... Well, I suppose if anything, it's interesting because you have all of these memories where Yukimasa is a human and he has no concept of him being a beast. He's actually living a normal life, but at the same time, he's He's doing actions like a beast would, even though he was human. And I suppose his mind kind of showed him that memory, because even though he was human, he was doing things that beasts would do. And then he was smiling about it as well. Jesus, what's happening to him? One character too much for Pauline. Pauline is 7 characters and this is 8, yeah. I wonder who this is. I see. Has she ran away? Isn't it interesting, you're trying to convince somebody that he is a normal person just like all of the rest of us. And yet at the same time he can't. He just genuinely can't. And it's as if something so normal is so locked away in your mind and such a imperceptible concept that you just can't imagine it, and as a result of that, this happens. Oh my god. So he's going back into a flashback again. Where are we going? Oh, is this maybe the beginning of when everything went to turmoil? Or is this the basement? Where are we? Oh, what is this? So he finds a silver coin. Oh, right, yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Bit hypocritical? But why would you do it then? What's the point? Who were you giving it by, though? Where? It's really interesting that he makes it so that Yukimasa's father, sorry, Pauline's father may not want to look into this anymore in order to prevent another incident from happening. Yeah, I see what he means. Oh my god, so... You can never prove it. Yeah. Reasonable. Yeah, you can know somebody for years and yet not truly know them. I don't know the seafarer, but I think it's very, very unlikely he did. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that interesting? No, he doesn't. No way. Oh, interesting. Or it could just be the fact that he hasn't done it, maybe? Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is horrifying. Yeah, I get what he's doing now. God. This is horrible. Right, before we get into this, let's just fully make sense of what's going on. So what Yukimasa is doing is he with the seafarer, even though there has been everything related to smuggling has stopped, he is making it so that the seafarer suffers the most possible, and this is a most inhumane, torturing. If I'm going to be honest, I see stuff like this and doubt whether he deserves to be called a beast or not. He was a beast even before he was deranged. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. I just want to reread the part about the pocket. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yes, there's no point of smuggling it whatsoever when he gets back home. And I suppose that is evidence that there is possibly somebody still doing activities like this. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, but isn't it interesting? What did it take? What did it take to realise the innocence? A death, you have killed an innocent person? Possibly? I mean, sure, you thought he was guilty at the time, so it was justified at the time, but what about after? It's insane. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, but I suppose this does kind of allude to the existence of more. Well, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think this person has actually had any involvement in it. I think what happened is the smuggler genuinely forgot about this last silver coin that was here. There's probably a lot of silver coins that he has smuggled all around the ship, but he's probably disposed of the evidence when people realised what was going on. Wait, let me just see the start of the interrogation. Yeah. No. But, so I suppose he wants to say that he is totally innocent and that he has been framed, and maybe it could be the case that he has been framed by this other person who was, well, having his fingers completely bent backwards to positions that they should never, or to angles that they should never be able to bend to. God. Yeah, isn't it interesting? Yeah. Oh, this ship, it has to have so much honour. But what are we doing in order to maintain the honour? Oh, literally torturing people you don't even know are guilty? Yeah, surely honourable. But this is the thing, this is how cruel society was back then. It probably would have been. You could have probably twisted it. It wasn't discovered in his luggage though, it was discovered in the whole of the ship. In the hold of the ship, and then he has taken it. And I just wonder if he's planted it there. I think he might have. But I just don't really understand why... Wait, no. I suppose he might have planted it in his luggage so that... Wait, no. I mean, what's the point of even... No, I think he's found a coin that the... Maybe, let's assume the previous smuggler is the correct one. He forgets to take a coin, and then that coin is then placed in the ship's hold, and Yukimasa finds it, he puts it in his pocket, and then he might use this as a means of planting evidence for this seafarer. And maybe it could be the case that he genuinely doesn't know who has smuggled it, but... Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe it could be both of them, you never know. Jesus Christ, I mean... These people are insane, seriously. I mean... Don't think you're going to be showing this side of yourself to Pauline. I'm sorry, but if you are in pain of this magnitude and yet you are willing to keep in a secret, then you are willing to die for your secret. But I don't know, I just think people like those, they'd be very, very unlikely to be found. Yeah. I don't even want to imagine how much that hurts. Yeah, I'll give you the middle finger. He's just hopeless. He's probably going to do it to his entire hand at this rate. Well, he's probably going to do it to all of his fingers, break all of them. Just make him totally useless. Yeah, exactly. I mean, what can you even tell him? That you're innocent? That's the only thing he has been telling him. Yeah, exactly. It's just insane and inhumane plotting. I don't get what Yukimasa has to do with this person. Why does he hate him so much? Why would he go to the length of this cruelty? Just a total monster of a person. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. This is the worst thing. He doesn't know anything. Scream as much as you fucking can, man. Jesus. What a hopeless environment. Yeah, exactly. If I'm going to be honest, I think at this point, just make up a lie. Seriously. But the only thing is, I mean, what's better, having your hand? Well, no. It's probably going to be inevitable anyway. Inevitable death. You have got to be fucking serious. Oh, okay. Well, what if he's totally innocent? I'm sorry, but there will be nobody on this in this earth who would have a situation like this happen. Say that you were going to confess, but then confess the truth. The fact that you do not know anything about what is going on with this incident. Yeah, probably. Jesus, it's just unbelievable to think about the fact that just within a few, like half an hour, this person's life has been entirely changed. It's just scary to think about how quickly something can happen. God. This is really barbaric. Oh no shit, of course he is. What, so what's going to be the next thing he's going to do to him? It's probably going to be even... Jesus, what's he done? Right. You are a monster. Yeah. I get the impression that there's one thing being brutal. Obviously, society was a lot more brutal here, but there's another thing being a complete murderous psychopath. Even in times like these, I'd assume. No, but I suppose... Well, no, you can't think that. No, Yukimasa literally set this person up. He's probably just doing this because he's had some sort of grudge or something ridiculous, and he's using this as an excuse to kill. And obviously he's trying to manipulate the captain's side. Yeah, I totally agree. So why are you sounding like you enjoy it? You have got to be kidding me. Oh, no. Surprising. Wait, no, actually, I mean, we've seen with the other seafarer. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because bastard. Yeah. Yeah, and what if this, yeah, even his realistic claims for innocence, he wouldn't believe them. Yeah, and I just find it really interesting that, yeah, firstly, this is a lie, but secondly, I mean, this is just torture for the sake of torturing somebody. I just don't get why. Just what caused him to be so awful. And I just wonder when this is in perspective. Is this after he left? I just can't believe this is such a horrible man. Yeah, totally, yeah. Yeah, he always dodges that question. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, God, he's going to have his left hand is going to be rendered useless if he doesn't respond soon. But can he respond? Yeah, exactly. I don't even... I'm sorry, but I don't think there is anybody who would go this far to protect a secret. I really don't. I just find it so hard to believe that there would be. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely makes sense though. Especially when you have probably really quite strong strength like somebody like Yukimasa does. Jesus Christ, so what's he gonna do to him now? Oh God, I know that feeling. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably just the feeling where you've got loads of... Well, it's just you try to move anything. Even the slightest move, you probably get muscles spasming and you get just... Well, kind of... You feel like you have loads of needles within. And they feel... And all of those little needles, they just feel as if they totally burn. Anytime you do movement, and that burn fucking hurts. So I can kind of imagine that. He can't. How the fuck do you think you're going to inflict so much pain on somebody, and yet they are not, and yet they are going to be able to listen? Yeah, and isn't it interesting with Yukimasa here? Him being given kindness by the white-haired girl, but then him remembering his past and him remembering the atrocities that he has done. This is an atrocity. You're torturing innocent people. Why? Because you're sick. Was he ever a human? I just really wonder... I wish we had a perspective on when this happened. I mean, it's clearly when Pauline's dad and the merchant were close. I can't believe that. Well, I think only one broken finger would be enough to make me like that. What the fuck? How? Yeah, I thought so. You bastard. So what the fuck was the point of any of that? Yeah, like I said, a total monster. The fuck was the point? Jesus. Yeah, of course he will not regret it because he is the one planting evidence that is innocently murdering his crewmates. I don't even want to imagine what's happening. Oh, maybe he's trying to fight back, but that's kind of the sound the ropes would make when you try to go too far forward. Well, you can't. Unless you have severe martial arts skills in your leg, or, I don't know, you just have superpowers or something. You can make lasers with your eyes. Give this guy the same pain that he has given you. I mean, I just don't get how you can do this to somebody, to be honest. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the scariest thing. How? What makes a person want to do something like this to another? Oh, he's probably gonna say, "Oh God." I was thinking, "Oh, you're having trouble breathing? You need air? Oh, climb up to experience air." But obviously, he can't climb up. Oh my God. Totally agree. What did he ever do? Yeah. What drives a person to do something as horrible as this to another human being and smile? Maybe Yukimasa was the person who was doing all of the smuggling and the other guy was innocent. I don't know, I mean, the truth was kind of woven so that it was proved in the end that he was innocent, so... And obviously a lot was blamed on this other guy who was being brutally killed now. I wonder if Yukimasa could have always been the culprit. He could have been the most genius culprit, the one who blames all of the others and makes everybody suffer, so that there's the illusion of the fact that the crime has already been dealt with. Why would you do something as... Right. I mean, to be fair, why is he going to tell his heart out to... Why is he going to tell his heart to some random person that he's literally torturing? Well, whoever he is an absolute psychopath. I mean, I'm sorry, but there is nothing else that you can describe with this as anything but a psychopath. Yeah, and just disposed. As if there's nothing, no value. The fuck was the point? Unbelievable. Yeah, probably just to escape torture. I think you should have been the one that is doing what he just did, to be honest, but okay. The world would have been such a better place if that were to happen. I just wonder where his lack of feeling has come from. I just really wonder what the perspective of this is in terms of time as well. But isn't it interesting that he has this memory? I find it interesting, can you really blame Yukimasa after he has had a complete change? Because he had the murderous tendencies, of course, but it's as if all he's ever known is to murder. It's just natural and impulsive. And like I was saying, he does kind of have the self-control of an animal. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Well, we have seen that very easily. It's interesting that he's always had this type of question. Yeah, exactly, and that's the worst thing about these. The fact that he is so detached from humanity in a way that he knows what he has done, he knows it well, but he has no awareness, he has no remorse, and if anything, I do kind of see the fear of what are you going to become, and not knowing what you am if you can do something so repulsive and disgusting, and you can be the person who has caused it as well. It's nuts. Yeah, I totally agree. Well, that's ironic. Because, I mean, you're rational here. You can accept it, but you can't there. But... I I just wonder what caused this. What caused him to be such a nasty man. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit of perspective about where this is. Yeah, and isn't it interesting? So I don't actually know if this is a little bit of wider perspective of time, or maybe it's just another memory. They're all scrambled and I don't know. I think it's more likely that this shows a progression. Did you cause the danger? Yes. Without incident, my arse. So what now? What's this? Ah, I see, okay. Right, okay, yeah, this is, I'm so excited for this reaction. Because if I'm going to be honest, I think it's really unusual to think that Yukimasa, he always was someone who had the character traits you would describe as a beast. Let's be honest, he was never ever a human being. Because, I mean, this is a proper psychopath behaviour, so you just literally enjoy torturing somebody who's totally innocent. And then, look at how you enjoy then talking to your girlfriend. And how you lie out of your teeth about where you went. It's unbelievable, but it must be so awful just having instinctive flashbacks of your past, seeing that they really can't disprove what you were thinking. But if I'm going to be honest, sure, you always have been a beast, but that doesn't necessarily determine the future, so maybe you can change. And where did the white-haired girl go? Seriously, did he leave? Did she leave, or did she leave because she thought it was getting genuinely too unsafe for her? She just doesn't really sound like she'd do that though. She sounds more loyal, so I'm a bit scared. Oh, that's unusual. Jesus Christ. Is he totally forgetting? So he was losing sight of who he was, and now he's losing sight of where he is. Yeah, that's terrifying. Yeah. Yeah, I like that because he couldn't possibly be associated with good. Jesus Christ, my audio is really loud. I don't know if that's because I'm wearing headphones or what. I'll just turn it down a bit, there we go. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, yeah. Sure, somebody may have designed something to look that way. It doesn't mean anything, though. Yeah, that's how you can tell somebody is getting a bit deluded. Anyway. The fuck? Oh my god! Okay, that is not what I was expecting. Jesus Christ. This is the worst thing. I think he's going to go insane, seriously. I think he's going to lose his mind. Oh, so there she is. Okay, so... But I think it must be so awful to have these instinctive flashbacks of the past. And obviously, even though they are flashbacks of your life, you don't really know just who or what this person is. And because of the fact that they are flashbacks of himself, if he has some sort of indication that they are flashbacks of himself and he's able to realise that this is his life, it's a life that he doesn't know, that he doesn't remember. And yet it's belonging to him. Because of the fact that he's lost a lot of his memory from this shipwreck, it really is as if he was a different person until he came here. Yeah, fair enough. She did that all while being blind. That's impressive. Yeah, that's more what I would have thought she'd do, yeah. I can totally see why he would believe that. Oh, that's an interesting little way of looking into it. So I suppose she's really tried to convince him that he is a human. It's not worked. So now she's just trying to convince him that he is himself. No labels need to be attached. Yeah, how's he going to react to that? Oh, yeah, totally. And I think it's especially bad in his case, considering how bad his memories are. In a way, this state of derangement is kind of like punishment for all of the people that he has innocently murdered or tortured or done anything wrong to, without even feeling an ounce of remorse. That is very true, yeah. He will always remain himself. Yeah, I can totally see that, and that could be why he is so insecure about this debate over whether he is a human or a beast. And it is interesting. It's always a question of what he is rather than who he is, and he's kind of been thinking about what he is more than who he is all of this time. I suppose it's kind of like a distraction so that he doesn't really think about what's key. Yeah, that's interesting. But I think so too. I mean, he is afraid of being himself, just simply because of the fact that this trauma from people being so horrible to him in the village. That's all that was needed to cause it. Yeah. And it's so easy for him to think that. But is that just the... yeah. Interesting that we get that transition sound effect. What's this new chapter going to be called? Yeah, fair enough. The fruit. Oh, interesting. Is there going to be some sort of temptation, I wonder? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's weird to think that that is the case. So I suppose what's happening to him is he's really quite damaged by the fact that, well, I suppose the memories of the past really disprove him ever being human at all. So I suppose if he does think he's human, his body will kind of fight back in a way. Even though that is probably what would be most... Well, is it what would be most healthy for him? If I'm going to be honest, I think the white-haired girl wins at this debate again. Her approach is probably the most sensible. It is interesting. I do wonder what would happen if he just scrapped the fact that somebody doesn't need to be a human or a beast to live. They can live... Well, like the maid said, they can be a beast and yet coexist as humans. But obviously that is quite awful in the sense of distance. I mean, there's no other beasts on the planet, so you might as well... might as well not live as one. Yeah. No, I see that, yeah. So it's kind of, you let your guilty conscience eat at you, or you don't. Yeah. Yeah, totally. She has to. Yeah. Yeah. I do wonder if the white-haired girl is actually going to be able to save her. Sorry, him. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I get that, yeah. But if I'm going to be honest, I mean, I don't think... Without her blindness, I don't think she would have this strength. Physically, anyway. I don't think she'd be the special person that she is. Oh, God. What, from stress, or... Yeah, fair enough. He cares about this person significantly. Can I just mention that I get that he has all of his own problems, but it's really interesting how he totally ran away from responsibility and just didn't want to think about what that other person not being a beast that you've seen could possibly mean. It's interesting how he runs from responsibility. Yeah. God, I hope she doesn't die. Yeah. Of course they. Yeah. With his mental state, I'm impressed they can. Yeah. That's rough. And isn't it interesting just seeing how much how much Yukimasa cares for this person? Even though he is having so many troubles of his own, enough to make him totally deranged. Well, of course he would care for this person. She is there for him. Which, I mean, so was Pauline, but obviously you could never see her. God, she does not look well. Yeah. Look at how worried he looks. Would he really do that much for her? If I'm going to be honest, I think his next biggest danger is Javi. I don't believe that he's just going to run away from the beast like he did before and that's going to be the end. I think he's going to have his revenge. I don't know, I just kind of get that impression because, let's be honest, with Javi, a way out was present with Pauline. A way out of this hell caused by the village. And that's what he has destroyed, as well as his parents. So, he has every single reason to want revenge. Even more now than he did before. You're ridiculous. Why would they sell it to you? Well, no, even if you disguise, why would they sell it? Fair enough. Exactly, yeah. But the only thing is here, what he is trying to do is he's trying to be human, but not because he truly believes he is, because he's masquerading as one. So is that really something to celebrate? I mean, I don't know. It really depends. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Because he has killed hundreds. Hundreds. And that's, when I say that, I mean after the memory loss. Before the memory loss, I don't even know. I can't imagine many, but at least. I'm sorry, but with what he was doing, that torture, how easily he was doing it, he's got to have at least killed 10. Look, in his lifetime, seriously. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, exactly. And just how difficult something like this would be. It's just interesting with Yukimasa because he's a serial killer. But at the same time, look at how kind he is treating this person. With respect, with wanting to make her life as good as possible. Kind of as if he's looking after... Well, it really is a relationship where both of them really, really look after the other, and it's very equal. Even if Yukimasa is extremely vulnerable. And it is interesting that this memory loss, it kind of has caused kindness that he never ever would have experienced before to surface in a way. Of course, yeah. But he is the source of everybody else's fear. Yeah, it's total trauma. It really is. That's horrible. Yeah, fair enough. And isn't it interesting that he is willing to overcome his fears and potentially traumatize himself even more just for her? Yeah, that's interesting. Wow. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy looking at the CGs. Wow, look at this. Not CGs, but backgrounds, but... I like how it looks in the nighttime. I've never really made out what this image is here that's overlaid on all of the images within... Sorry, all of the background images within this chapter. I don't know what it is. there was some sort of way of isolating the image, it would be nicer. So I don't really see much at the moment. Maybe it's some sort of pattern that will be significant. Like in chapter 1 there was the rose, which obviously had a lot of significance to the overall story. I think it's just in the sense of symbolism it did. And obviously because its influence on Nelly. I wonder if he brought a weapon. Oh wow, this looks brilliant. I like this background a lot. God, this is going to be a big mistake. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think he's going to be able to find any medicine, but if you can find oranges, then that will make her feel a lot better. Yeah. And don't deny it where you killed lots. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I do wonder how this is going to change him. Oh my god, that sounds exactly what Pauline is saying. What's gonna happen? No, totally. Yeah. You've got to be your best here. Yeah. You must be really quite shocked. If I'm going to be honest, I think if that happens, run. Because people are going to... It's not safe for you. If I'm going to be honest, I genuinely wouldn't rule it out. Yeah, that's probably the best response possible. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, isn't it interesting that? God, he's finding it hard. You have no idea. That's all I need to say. Okay. Well, Javi didn't buy it, he just took it. well he did. He found it hard. His heart must be beating out of his chest. But he did it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he knows firsthand. And isn't that interesting? Yeah. Because he's harmless. Yeah. The fuck? Where did my audio go? What the fuck? No, piss off. It's one of the annoying applications that where when your audio device changes, you can't hear the music. Oh, fuck's sake. Anyway. Oh no, it's very, very surprising. Yeah, it's very hard to tell. He's much more convincing as a villager than he was back then. Back then, he was thirsty. He didn't speak the language. He was a complete foreigner, like an alien, to the village. It was hopeless in every single sense. God, sometimes in situations like these, you really do need to go out into the deep end. Yeah? I just find that really interesting that people always were very scared in the fact that he was a murderer. If somebody was a murderer, that would be him. They didn't actually take attention of what they didn't actually pay attention of what his face was. The only person that will fully recognize your face is Javi. Nobody else. Or maybe there are some people who remember. But maybe he was so deranged that he didn't look like he does now. And like he was saying, he looked like a beast. Oh, that's unusual. That's such bad luck. Oh. Yeah, God, this is a time where he really needs to control himself. And the fact that he can control himself. Oh shit. How's he going to get these then? To be honest, the thing that must be nice about having somebody blind like the white-haired girl as a lover is that you never have to pay for things like jewels and riches. I mean, she can't even see it after all. Yeah. And I do wonder what this jewel is. Maybe that's some sort of remnant of the past. Could be something Pauline got her or something. I don't know. God. Interesting. Yeah, you'll probably be able to exchange it for like 100,000 times what the oranges are worth. Isn't it funny? He doesn't have that wealth. He doesn't have money to play around with. But at the same time, he has a jewel that probably is a remnant of the past that he wants to give away. I suppose it kind of represents him, or him denying the fact that his past ever existed and going into the present. If I'm going to be honest, I'm seriously surprised on how well this has gone. Yeah. He's so refined that he can be seen as a noble. It's impressive. And he dresses like one, apparently. Yeah, very true. Yeah. Oh, well, I don't think that second one's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. It's just that big of... He has had that big of an impact on the village. Everybody always mentions it. It's so relevant of an issue. Oh, God. Oh, that was probably a bad move. Oh, shit. That's Javi. That is Javi's doing. So that is why he has got no persecution, no noticing. He's been able to act so differently that his outside appearance hasn't really had much of a value. Oh my God. Oh. Well, no matter what happens, he needs to protect the white-haired girl. At all costs, he needs to protect her. I really hope that they're not going to go out to exterminate him while he's here. I hope he's brought his weapon just in case, because he will need it. It's just so tricky with this character because I can't necessarily be happy about him being exterminated. I mean, he has done so much that it's bad, but how much can you truly blame him for it? You can blame him for everything when he was of sound mind, but that was obviously before he lost his memory. He's like a totally different person now that he's lost his memories. He is still the same person, though. Yeah, knew it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's totally changed. This is what Pauline does. This is what him... Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. So basically, when everything is shown the most hope, it all falls apart. Yeah. Dude, he fucking... Wow. God, you know it's urgent. Well, I mean, he'll probably be able to return. Basically. Yeah. Oh, I know, it's the worst timing. You couldn't have had worse timing. And now the white-haired girl's in danger. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he really should have, but he was so urgently thinking that I don't blame him. Yeah, totally, yeah. Yeah. He can't live without it. No, I don't disagree. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, so that's her bedchamber, right. Okay. God. Oh, God. Yeah. I don't blame him. I would feel the same if I was in this situation. This is rough. What the fuck? Yeah, fair enough. I don't blame him. expecting the worst if I'm going to be honest. I really, really like the background for this room. It looks amazing. How? Oh my god. Jesus. Oh. Jesus Christ. No, you have killed an innocent woman. Exactly. So what the hell was the point of her dying? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he doesn't even care about himself and how much danger he is in. He just cares about this, which I don't blame him whatsoever. Yeah, why? Don't give me that. It was ridiculous. That is absolutely obscene. Yeah, that's interesting. It's actually a very interesting question because are you hurting right now? Yeah. Just experience what I've experienced throughout the entirety of my life. As a result of you, it is really like a taste of his own medicine. Still doesn't justify killing an innocent woman though, but okay. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? He didn't even see her as Pauline. Do you understand what you have done? Yeah, so it's just gone somebody agonizing. And then maybe he's realised what hubby feels. I don't know. Oh, I get it. These people are fucking idiots for letting him get this far. But then again, they've sacrificed their only weapon. And they haven't even killed the beast. How meaningless is that? What exactly does he mean by tether? Oh. The limitation of one's resources. Yammering on about. Yeah, I agree. I know, I'm surprised. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And now he's armed. Yeah, that is fair. Interesting. Isn't it funny that we have spent so much time trying to get to know Yukimasa and yet we don't even know him? But that's because he doesn't know himself. He's just such a varying person. Exactly like Javi. Oh my god. Okay. Jesus Christ. Listen to that heart rate. Yeah. God, what a face. No, he was always like that. I want to know what caused... I understand what caused everything here. I want to know what caused before. What caused these murderous impulses to be more normalised. In a way. That's ridiculous. I don't think that would make somebody become a killer. I just want to know why he became such... why he became such an evil man before all of this had happened. Like, for example, what we saw when they were sailing back from their failed attempt to go to Japan. Nobody becomes a killer just because they are. But obviously, I suppose he was always like this, but I want to know why he became a killer initially. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, yeah, and isn't it interesting? I bet you this is the voice that convinced him he was a beast. The voice that can... Maybe in some ways it was the voice of reason. Does a person who has caused people so much harm actually deserve to have peace? That's why this is so tricky. You don't even remember her name. Yeah, no wonder. You can't even see, you don't even know her name. Wait, no, actually, that's not true. Yeah. But aren't we all? Why do we have to criminalise ourselves just for wanting peace? Because that was always what he has wanted and what he has done. All of his actions in the motive for peace. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, you have already caused so many people so much anguish. Can you ever live a calm life? Even if you fixed your mental state. Yeah. Yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah, totally. It did, totally. Yeah. 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 Totally reasonable. He is hopeless in a way. Oh, shit, that's the end of the second chapter. Damn. Right. Well, if I'm going to be honest, that is definitely not something I was expecting. The next door. That's going to be really exciting. But, yeah, we'll begin that tomorrow. Wow, what an ending. I'm going to analyse it more tomorrow because I need to get to bed now. But, yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I'm seriously impressed by this. I found it very surprising that in the end, it was the case that he had just resorted back to how he initially was. And it gives us, it's really odd in how it does it because it gives us the most hope for the change of Bestia we have ever seen. But then we realise how idealised that hope was. And how distant it was. And it's a bit of a shame that we will never really learn how and why Yukimasa became somebody who was so evil. But yeah, it was such a good chapter, this. I think it really, really was nice. And it was better than the first chapter as well. But the first chapter was still very, very good. I love the characters there. And so I suppose all of these chapters, they kind of end on cliffhangers, but it is obvious what will happen to a certain extent. Like, it's obvious that he's going to murder, and if anything, he's just going to return to how he was before, and it just feels so horrible that all of the efforts of the white-haired girl, they were just pointless in the end. Jesus Christ, it's interesting, that question of did he really love her? But I would... No. Did he love her because she was who she was? Or did he love his peaceful life? And that's why he believed that he loved her. So did he love the person? Or did he love the peaceful life that he could spend with said person? Yeah. Oh man, I'm going to be excited to look into this tomorrow. Probably the entire village is going to be dead now. Yeah. Very, very ugly story. And, I mean, I think this story, a bit of a random little thought here, but, oh, it's so annoying. Right, I swear the Ost is... Yeah. Yeah, this is the Ost. I think, so the Ost called Memphitis, that is the most terrifying Ost I have listened to in a visual novel so far. Just show you which one it is. This one here. It's amazing. But yeah, honestly, this was a really, really good chapter. So I'm excited to begin reading Door 3. I wonder what's going to go on there. I just love that we've not, every time we go into a door, you've not only got new characters to look forward to, but also new soundtracks, new backgrounds, new everything. And it really just feels like you're reading the same visual novel. No, sorry, you're reading a different visual novel just with the same style, which is really quite cool. But anyway, I will see you next time.